afternoon, race fans, and welcome here to Spartan Raceway as we get ready for the running of the Belvita 300 here live at Spartan Raceway in race number 13 of Season 7 of the NNSCRA Mobil1 Cup Series. Our final stop here of the first half of the regular season. Next week we pack it up and go to All-Star Race Weekend at M&M's Super Speedway. And I am hearing rumors that it is snowing over there at that track, and so that's going to be quite interesting. I don't have a clue what we're going to do now. But anyway, Luke Walker sits on the pole for today's race. Walker, our winner at Coca-Cola Speedway, wanting to go to victory lane for the second time this season, as he is third in the standings, a total of 41 points back from the points leader Sean Galligan, who we see there in fourth, and we'll talk about in a minute. But Luke Walker trying to pick up his second win of the season with that Kevin Harvick Incorporated number 2 team. Alongside of him is going to be Zach Campbell in the number 28 Texaco Havoline Ford. Campbell ended up finishing very well here yesterday, finished inside the top 15. He's 35th in the points coming into today's race, but a good solid run for him today could put him up just around maybe inside the top 30 and maybe have him work his way even closer to the front of the field. Madison Sieber, yes, you're not seeing things, folks. Madison Sieber is actually in this field. I actually was able to switch my driver number so that way Madison Sieber is back in. I made a bit of a mistake when I moved everything over to this laptop. I forgot to change my player info. I had my player info as number 1, and so therefore I did not let the number 1 of Madison Sieber onto the track for Derek Motordome or last week at Pukekohe. So I do apologize for that. Madison Sieber for both races was credited with a 15th place finish due to my error, but she's going to be out there racing for her own points here today, and Sieber currently comes into this race 17th in the standings, and alongside of her, the guy who's been one of the most dominant cars of the Mobil1 Cup Series this season, and that is Sean Galligan. Picked up the win back at Infineon. He comes in with a 31-point advantage over Joshua Michaels. Didn't have the best of runs last week at Pukekohe, but it was a good enough finish for him to be able to hang on to the points lead and still keep quite a chunk between himself and second in points. So Sean Galligan trying to pick up his second win of the season, and I am going to be after this looking up between him and James Silverfox what the tally is between the two of them for Mobil1 Cup Series victories, because I think those two are pretty close to each other for the lead in Mobil1 Cup Series wins. But coming into this race, as I said, Sean Galligan is the points leader, Joshua Michaels is second, and Luke Walker third. Fourth place in points is now Cassandra Renzi. Dylan Young is 5th in the standings, so the Turner Scott Motorsports cars are doing pretty good, 4th and 5th in the standings for them, as well as their teammate James Silverfox. He's now, after his win, moved up to 9th in points. Other drivers inside the top 10 are 6th place Leva McIntyre, 7th place Joshua Collard, Dylan Schwallenberg in 8th, and Chris Washer rounds out the top 10 in the standings. Well, time to get these cars rolling off. Trent Dunham ended up winning the Truck Series race here yesterday on fuel mileage, picked up his first Truck Series win of the season. You gotta bet a lot of these drivers were looking back at the tapes and seeing just exactly what happened and may try and use that exact same strategy here today in this event. Now we ended up having a caution flag, which ended up allowing that pit strategy for Trent Dunham. Now if we don't have a caution flag here today, it's going to throw a little bit of a curveball for these guys. They're going to then have to decide which lap they want to come down pit road on. And another thing we've noticed is a lot of times drivers can overdrive the entrance to pit road. Dylan Pote did that yesterday at the Truck Series event. Drove really fast and completely missed pit road. Came away with a decent finish because he had to continue on, but he was not able to make a pit stop. As here we go, getting ready to go to green flag racing. Green flag's out. Luke Walker gets us underway here at Spartan Raceway. And already they're 2 by 2 by 2. We saw them get 3 wide very early on in the Truck Series event. It looks like Kyle Corbett's going to be the first to step out of line in a 3 wide situation. He sticks Anthony McCurry in the middle. Sean Galligan stuck on the high side now as Corbett is looking for third place. Meanwhile, though, the top 2, the 2 and the 1 running 1 and 2, Walker and Sieber, then 3 wide behind him. One car looked like it actually went through the grass area back there. I might have just seen things, but it might have been that car. James Silverfox, last week's winner. I thought I saw a car down in the infield grass. Oh, there goes Bob Jones. He has spun it. Kyle Matthews has spun around. McLeod has hit the wall. Was that Collard? No, that wasn't Collard. Who is that? Oh, it's Trent Dunham, the Truck Series winner yesterday. And Daniel Day has gotten involved as well. He has spun it. Caution out for the first time today here at Spartan. And that did not take long at all. Smoke lingering there on the back straightaway. Someone else just got spun. That was Sanford. Oh, George Roque has been spun. Andy Timmons has been spun. Look out. Oh, look out. Oh, Levi McIntyre ran into the back of somebody. It might have been Charles Jackson. The hood on his machine is all crunched up. And the caution flag is waving here. Oh, look out. Oh, man, what is going on here? Charles Jackson and Levi McIntyre, I don't think that they're happy with each other. There could be something brewing between those two. That's the second time they've made contact with each other. There's Sanford in the 11. He's pretty badly damaged. That Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota. Caution flag is out, and nobody decided to come down pit road under this first yellow, it looks like. So Luke Walker will be the leader. Sieber, Corbett, McCrory, and Ralph Mason now complete the top 5. Let's look back and take a look at a replay of what just happened. A lot of spinning on the back straightaway so far. Yeah, everything starts here with the spin of last year's Mobil1 Cup Series Rookie of the Year, Bob Jones. And he's going to get a little bit of help there from Joshua Collard. They were just really racing hard there. I don't think that was intentional on Collard's part. And the fortunate thing for Bob Jones is he spun down to the infield where nobody was, and he didn't hit the wall. And then back behind him, let's see if we can find out what happens to Trent Dunham and James McLeod, Daniel Day, Kyle Matthews. How did they get into each other? Oh, I think McLeod's going to get into Trent. He does. McLeod gets into Trent's left rear, turns him down to the 89 and the 22. Then McLeod's going to go back up to the right. He's going to slap that outside wall pretty hard, too. Daniel Day, he does get the inside wall a little bit with the front of his discount tire Ford. Trent Dunham gets it with the back of his Sega Bass Pro Shop Chevy. Kyle Matthews actually was able to hang on to his car, drive away. As a matter of fact, I think Bob Jones did the same. Yes, he did. So the two cars that were left lingering there were Daniel Day and Trent Dunham, and I think Day's actually got some damage on the rear of his machine now as well. Daniel Day has moved his way up to 13th in the points standings. This is not what he needed. And Trent Dunham, 23rd in points, was trying to maybe work a little bit of magic like he used yesterday in winning the Truck Series event, but that may not come to fruition either. Doesn't look like a whole lot of damage in his car, though. Maybe if he comes down pit road this time, he could try to work as a pit strategy out or something. Let's see if any drivers did come down pit road under this first yellow. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing, and according to my scoring monitor here, looks like the only driver that may have come down pit road was James McLeod. I don't really even know if Trent Dunham and Daniel Day came down or not. Dylan Young may have also come down in the 30, but we do have one driver out of the race. That is Levi McIntyre. And we have actually received word, too, that he was just giving an interview, and he had some rather interesting remarks about Charles Jackson in the 5. So the two of them apparently got into a bit of a tussle there on the back straightaway, as we saw, and it may carry over into some future races, because those two looked pretty mad at each other there under the caution flag. Don't know the ins and outs of that incident, but certainly I'm hoping to find it out once once we leave today's race. As Luke Walker gets ready to put us back under green, green flag is out. And Madison Sieber looking pretty good here after a 2-week absence. On a fail on my part, she is looking good, and she's trying to go to victory lane for the first time here this season. You also got to remember, too, Madison Sieber, she is going to be in the Snickers Cup Series All-Star race. They have gotten some support from Michael Norman Motorsports of another ride being put together, the number 62 South Point Chevrolet for Michael Norman Motorsports. And Madison Sieber will drive that ride, since the 33 is currently being driven by Megan Atkins, and she's trying to race that into the All-Star race in the Snickers Shootout. So Sieber putting on a show right now. This is going to be very interesting to see how she does today, because whatever she does today is going to really help her as far as momentum in the All-Star race. Madison Sieber has not been in a Snickers Cup Series ride since Season 6. As Kyle Corbett, he's going to go for second underneath Luke Walker. How about Ralph Mason coming from out of nowhere now? Great run for that 09. He's up now into the 4th position. Well, he's about to lose that spot now to Lyndon Wright as he gets moved up to the high side, but it's all Madison Sieber out in front right now. Let's find Joshua Michaels in the 12. second in points. We haven't talked about him yet. There he is, side by side right now with Jacob Lawler. That's for a spot, I think, just inside the top 20, if I'm not mistaken. They're scoring Joshua Michaels right now in the 22nd position, and I think he's trying to get underneath Lawler for what would be 21st place. Henry Nova right behind him. Good battle going on there. There's Dylan Poteet back here, right behind Dylan Schwallenberg. Two drivers running fairly well in the points. Poteet 21st in points, Dylan Schwallenberg 8th in the standings. And right behind him, I believe that's Cassandra Renzi, the 31, 4th in the points. So they're trying to work their way back up to the front. As up ahead, looked like somebody got out of the throttle and it backed all these guys up. There's Charles Sanford. Rear end damage and everything on that number 11, and he's running inside the top 20, currently in the 16th position. He's about to get a pass made on him by Austin LaPlante, but he's trying to survive, is Charles Sanford. He did not come to pit road after the damage he received. He's paying the price for it now, but trying to salvage what he can. There's Andy Timmons. Andy Timmons, you know how Madison Sieber races in this series, and she'll be in the Snickers Cup Series All-Star race. Andy Timmons is in this series, and he'll be racing in the Oreo Truck Series All-Star race. He's got a ride put together for him, number 38 Mountain Dew Chevy. And he'll be heading to Boston after all this event today to start testing out that 38 at M&M Super Speedway. Up ahead, look at this guy, James Qualls. Now, Qualls last week, he was en route really to pick up the victory, his first Mobil1 Cup Series victory of his career, and he ended up getting wrecked on the very last lap of the event after trying to get around a lap machine of Dylan Young. He still managed to leave with a top 10 finish, though. Whoa, Zach Campbell got turned down to the inside there. Careful, 4 wide back there. Yikes. Nice save by the 28. But James Qualls, he got a top 10 finish last week out of it anyway. He's 19th in the points, but you can bet he's looking for some redemption. As up ahead, Madison Sieber has lost the lead. New leader, Kyle Corbett in the 42 Verizon Chevrolet. We are past the halfway point now as Corbett just took lap number 16. Luke Walker in second, third place Madison Sieber, fourth now James Qualls, and how about Drew Austin? Great run here today for the 54. Austin is 18th in the points. He's the only two-time winner so far this season in Mobil1 Cup Series competition, having victories at Phoenix and Derek Motodome. He'd love to be able to go to victory lane for the third time this season. That would tie him for most Mobil1 Cup Series wins with the likes of Sean Galligan and James Silverfox. I don't think, no driver has ever had 4 Mobil1 Cup Series victories in a single season. There have been 3 victories in a Truck Series season, and that was I think Chris Dollerton has 3. I think James McLeod had 3 in a single season. Michael Harvey had 3 in a single season. And then, of course, nobody's going to be able to really touch John Cittadino's record in Snickers Cup Series. 6 wins in a single season. That was, of course, the season he took the championship back in Season 5. Right now, though, Kyle Corbett looking really, really good in that machine. Kyle Corbett has a victory this season, his rookie season in the Snickers Cup Series. He's in the All-Star race for that series, and he'd love to be able to win here in this series, in the Mobil1 Cup Series, as it looks like pit stops are going on. Third place on back, coming to pit road in the form of James Qualls and company. Looks like Austin LaPlante is staying out, Zach Campbell's staying out, but it's going to be James Qualls, Drew Austin, Ralph Mason. James McLeod actually just made a pit stop before these guys did. Andy Timmons is on pit road. I saw the 89 of Kyle Matthews on pit road. There's a whole mess of them coming down this time. And he's going to pull into his pit stall is James Qualls. Left side tires going on that Toyota. And let's jump back here, see if the leader, Kyle Corbett's coming down pit road. Yep, here he comes. Corbett, Walker, Madison Sieber coming to pit road. Looked like another driver stayed out. I wasn't exactly sure who it was. We'll find out in just a moment. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, looks like Corbett's got to clear Bob Jones. That could have been a problem with Corbett trying to get into his pit stall, but looks like everybody's getting into their pit stall correctly there. Zach Campbell on pit road, Dylan Schwallenberg. There's George Roque, Harrison Langford right there behind the 42. And the car that stayed out this time was Anthony McCrory in the 61. And now he's coming to pit road. Looks like Cody Lamas may have stayed out that lap as well. Did the 77 come down pit road? Yep, he's making a pit stop now as well. So I have no earthly idea who the lead would cycle over to. I actually also think I saw when James Qualls and company came down pit road, I think the lap before that, Sean Galligan, the points leader, came down and made a pit stop. So Sean Galligan way off the pit sequence, as it looks like Corbett's already gotten by. James Qualls has already gotten by. And I think we may be actually looking at the leader right there, James Qualls, with Kyle Corbett behind in second, Drew Austin third. And then a good battle here for fourth raging between Luke Walker and now Andy Timmons has come from out of nowhere and popped into the top 5. And that is indeed the case. So it looks like your top 5 is, as I said, is now, there goes Andy Timmons. He's going to take the 4th position away from Luke Walker. 5th place now is Harrison Langford, with 6th being Lyndon Wright. 7th place, wait a minute, nope, they're not scoring him there. Okay, maybe I went through the running order wrong. Okay, let's give you a full field rundown here, because we're getting close to the end of this race. James Qualls is the leader. 2nd place now is actually under contest. Drew Austin side by side with Kyle Corbett. 4th place is Andy Timmons, and 5th place Luke Walker. Yeah, I messed up there. 6th place could be Harrison Langford. 7th Lyndon Wright. Anthony McCurry is 8th. Jessica Shelton is in 9th. And a good battle for 10th here. Actually, 3 wide, 4-car battle between Ralph Mason, Jacob Lawler, Charles Jackson, and Madison Sieber. Then you got Austin the Plant back here. He now has dropped to 14th. 15th is Cassandra Renzi. Dylan Poteet side by side with Cody Lamas. That would be a battle for 16th place. 18th place is Zach Campbell. 19th Kyle Matthews. And completing the top 20 is a battle there between Tanner Sullivan and Ian Dutta. 5 laps to go here. James Qualls currently leads the way. It's still 2x2 there, or not 2x2, but double wide for the 2nd position between Drew Austin and Kyle Corbett. These two have to pretty much, they got to settle this out pretty soon, or else neither one of them is going to have the opportunity to be able to run down James Qualls for the lead and potentially the win in this race. As now there's 4 to go. Laps taken away here quickly, and James Qualls loving every lap that goes by to see that double wide battle behind him, as now looks like Drew Austin may complete the pass on Kyle Corbett. But look at Corbett. He says, no, sir, you're not getting away that quickly. He does the crossover move. He's going to go to the inside now. Stick Drew Austin on the high side. And this has just got to be absolutely, you know, this has got to be the perfect scenario right now for James Qualls, who's only got to make it around 3 more times, and his gap continues to open up between himself and that battle for 2nd place. He just has to concentrate on hitting his marks. Those other drivers are more interested in battling each other for a runner-up spot. 2 to go. James Qualls has had an absolutely pristine car all day long. It's been a strong machine. He worked his way up to the front of the field after starting mid-pack today. James Qualls looks like he could be en route for the victory, and keep in mind, James Qualls last week at Pukekohe should have almost won, pretty much should have won that race, but he ended up wrecking trying to get around a lap car on the final lap. This could be sweet redemption today as we're on the white flag lap. James Qualls has never been to victory lane yet in my Mobil1 Cup Series. It looks like today that could change. Could be Mobil1 Cup Series career win number 1 for the number 15 Panhandle Toyota. Came in mid-season, replacing the 29. He's going to win today here in the Belvita 300 at Spartan Raceway. And what a win for James Qualls. Last week, almost was able to win his first Mobil Cup Series victory. It did not happen. He still got a top 5 today. He does get to victory lane. He completes it, and it will be the first time he'll go to victory lane in his career in the NNSCRA. What a great win for that 15 team. And I said came in mid-season. It was, I think, 5 events in or something like that. Came in and replaced the number 29 machine of Tryphon Reed. I remember that. It might have been after Daytona. It might have been at Phoenix, actually, now that I think of it. He may have come in just 2 races in. But a great, great win for him. James Qualls comes into this race currently 19th in the point standings. We'll possibly see him up inside the top 15 in points. And we'll also see him in the Mobil1 Cup Series All-Star race now, as he's punched a ticket into that event with the win here today. Let's take a look at our official top 10. Kyle Corbett, strong car today. It just was, he came down 1 lap later than James Qualls, and I guess either they had a slightly slower pit stop or James Qualls had a faster pit stop. I think that was basically the difference maker, but a solid run today for Corbett in 2nd place. Drew Austin, ever since picking up that 2nd win of the season back at Derek Motodome, he has really been putting together some good runs in the past few weeks. He's up to 18th in points and a solid 3rd place run today. How about Andy Timmons? Came from out of nowhere, really. Did that 25 car in a strong outing for the Michael Norman Motorsports Chevrolet. Luke Walker, 3rd in points, strong run today in 5th place. This guy seems to be putting the finishes together now as of late. Lyndon Wright, a strong run for him as well in 6th. Harrison Langford gets 7th today. Good run for him. Both those drivers really needed good runs as they've been starting to free fall through the points. Jessica Shelton, nice run for her too. She comes into this race 37th in points, a solid top 10 run for her. So 2 of the Michael Norman Motorsports cars finish inside the top 10 today. Jacob Lawler, strong run for him. He led a couple laps up front. He is in 9th place for the finish of the race. And Anthony McCurry, solid run for the Cowtech Audi in the 10th position here today. Let's find out where a couple of our front runners, Sean Galligan and Joshua Michaels specifically, ended up finishing. Cassandra Renzi, 4th in the points. She finished in 16th today. Sean Galligan finished in 21st, so he'll probably keep the points lead still. Where did Joshua Michaels finish? Oh, Dylan Young, 27th today, and Michaels finished way back in the 38th position. As a matter of fact, he and his teammate Daniel Day, 38th, 39th. Bad day for the Penske drivers. There's Trent Dunham in 40th place. He finished a lap down. So too did Charles Sanford. We know he had that damage on his car. For the 2nd straight week, Levi McIntyre is going to finish in the dead last position of 42nd. That's a tough break for Levi. Came in 6th in points, and it looks like he may be on a bit of a free fall through the point standings in the past few weeks. That is a tough break, back-to-back dead last finishes at Pukekohe and now here today at Spartan Raceway. But going to victory lane for the first time in his career and the first time in his NNSCRA career, his first career win in the NNSCRA, it's going to be James Qualls in the number 15 cars. So congratulations to him. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the crew today. We got one more stop, one more opportunity before the All-Star race weekend is upon us. Can't wait to see what's going to happen in our Snickers Cup Series event. I believe that's going to be a 40-lap event. Hope you'll tune in for that race, as I'm sure it's going to be just as exciting. But again, congratulations James Qualls on the win today. We'll see you guys next time. Here is Youp and watch the production of the SRA. Offline Racing. At its best, here comes your official results, overall points and rookie points, heading into next week's